Hi my friends, how are you? Happy 2025. In today's video, I want to share with you my 2025 journal and planner setup, as well as some other stamps and little tools that I use, and then I'll go through them with you. And some of the stuff that I'm doing this year are things that's worked for me for 2024. About that, there will be a 2024 journal flip through coming up soon. And those stamps are very handy for the journal. So I will walk you through a little bit later. And now let's start talking about all my journals for 2025. Mainly in 2025, I'm going to keep total 3 journals. One of the journal is dedicated to my YouTube creation, and I will explain to you why I'm dedicating a journal for that a little bit later. And then another journal is my main journal. So this is going to be my go-to planner, as well as my happy tracker and my diary. And I will share with you how I set it up a little bit later. And then the last but not least is my commonplace book. I've been keeping this commonplace book for a while now. I don't use it as often as I hoped, since I have been using my normal journal to write everything in it. So in a sense, my regular journal sort of becomes some sort of commonplace, but oftentimes I find myself I have a lot of thoughts I want to track, and then I will running out the page for this journal. So this commonplace journal mainly is for that. Alright, so let's get started, flip through each journal. So let's start my main journal. This is going to be a journal that I use the most. I'm using my Hobonichi Cousin as usual, and my cover this year is also again from Hobonichi, and it's designed by Umi Kitagishi. I don't know if I pronounced her name right, but I have already set it up, and I have my little, what do you call this thing? Utensil? Is that how you call it? What do you call this thing? Ruler? Stencil? Is that the word? Anyway, so I have this thing in the journal. I got it September last year, and I've been using it. It's very, very handy. So I'm keeping it here. I'm not really keeping anything over here yet, but I imagine my most use right here would be things like portable scissors, pictures, anything I collected that I want to use in my journal a little bit later. I haven't designed the first page yet. I'll think on that. So this is the pencil board. It's already become quite dirty because I have been using it for 3 months. I got it in also September when it's released. Am I shaking the camera right now? I think I'm shaking the camera hard. Alright, so this pencil board is very useful, especially when you're using Hobonichi. If you are familiar with Hobonichi, you might already know the paper is its best thing. It's really bleed through. The paper itself is very thin, and then you can even use watercolor on it. The reason it doesn't bleed through is it doesn't absorb water very well. So that causes a problem. Once you use pens like a fountain pen or like a ballpoint pen like this one, I really like to use this one on my journal and with the fountain pen. The problem is it takes time to absorb. So sometimes it kind of smudges and then ruin your writing. And I find pencil board is very helpful. If you're using the pencil board, if you see those black dots on the pencil board, that's because when I flip over the page, I would put a pencil board on top of the page like this to write. So the words on the page doesn't kind of stamp into the other page. Another thing I use it for is, for example, I'm right-handed, and I'm going to write something on the left a little bit later. And if those ink is not dry yet, when I start writing on the left, it's gonna get smudged. So smudge. I don't know English. So what I do is I'm putting my pencil board right here. My hand is touching the pencil board instead of the word I wrote. In that case, it won't smudge as much. So yeah, pencil board is handy. Okay, I feel this video has been gone for a little while now. I haven't gone into the point. The first year of the Hobonichi is the calendar. We got last year's calendar, next year's calendar, and then this year's main calendar on the first page. The second page is going to be the yearly calendar. It splits to 4-page total, and how it works is each month is displayed vertically, and you're going to have all the dates on the side for each month. So each page contains 3 months, which is great because you can split your time into 4 different seasons. I like to use this part as a habit tracker, but to be honest, I never be able to keep up. I'm having a problem. If I don't see it, I don't use it. And I watch a girl's planning video. Her name is Busherman. It's a Chinese content, but she also mentioned the same thing. In the planner, if she doesn't see it, she doesn't use it. So for me, I see my daily page every day, but it's really rare for me to flip to this page. So even I try to build a habit of, like, let's say reading, and then I want to paint over the box for my reading habit. The problem is I don't even remember to have a habit to paint over the box. Anyway, so this is how I use it. I'm gonna try to attempt use this as my habit tracker one more time. But I'm also going to use this as my monthly focus to do. So on top of each month, there is a to-do list checkbox. And then it has a 3 checkbox, which is perfect because you never wanted to focus on too many things. So I will write the most important thing for the month. Only 3 things. And then these 3 things will be the things I'm focusing on doing. Anything else is not priority. I'm going to try it out and I'll let you know how it goes. On the side, I don't know if you can read. Let me turn it over. There's this section I like to turn it over to use, and then I write down my habits that I want to track. So for January, I want to track daily Bible reading. I'm not religious, but I always interested in reading the Bible. I find a lot of wisdoms in there. I thought, what would be a better way to learn about American culture, as well as learn something about myself than reading the Bible? So I'm going to attempt reading the Bible in a year. I'm following 365-day reading plan right now, so we'll see. But I have already read for 3 days. Let me paint this. Oh, this is fun. And then the second habit I'm going to tracking is my journal reading. I'm still spending a lot of time, like an hour a day, reading Bible, so it does cut down some of my journal reading time. And I have a French class that needs to be complete by the end of May, I believe. So I'm going to try to attempt to taking some of the French class every now and then, but I don't think I can approach this as daily. One more thing is I want to spend less than $30 a day within the household each day. It seems a lot, $30, but that's including the food that I eat and then the things I buy, and then sometimes even like groceries that I shop for the entire household. So it's very hard, especially the price keeps increase, but we'll see. So financial is a huge subject of the year because I spent too much money on my keyboards last year. So I need to stop buying things, face the reality, and tracking this. All right, so this is how I'm using my yearly page in Hobonichi Cousin. Next one is going to be monthly page. And just so I happen to have an extra page for December, so I wrote down as a sample page to share with you. My fingertip is very dirty because I was playing with the ink. Alright, so what I'm going to do this year, and this is something I find it helped me a lot to keep up with my journal last year, is instead of planning only, I use it for reflecting. So you write into the page after the day has already gone by. I hope that makes sense. I used to try to use my monthly calendar to write in my plan, appointment, things like that, but I never keep up with my monthly calendar. And then I suddenly have a thought. Why don't I use my monthly calendar as a thing to help me have an overview of what has been happened throughout the month? It's almost like little summary, a bird's eye view of what's the month look like. So each day I'm writing in the highlight of what happened that day. And so I know roughly what's the mood, tone of the month throughout each days, and I know what's the priority of that month. For example, this is all the things that's happened in December. I was filming throughout December 1st until December 15th. And then December 16th, I got COVID. I tested positive because somebody on the film said I got positive on the last few days of working. So I tested myself as well. And yep, I got it the third time. And 17th, I was doing my room organization. And the 18th, which is quite important things to document, is I took my kittens, all three of my cats, to the vet to do an annual checkup. So now I have the records of that's what's happened in the future. When I flip back, I can find out exactly which day I did the checkup. Speaking of that, I want to do something. 1 second, give me 1 second. I'm recording this entirely on my phone, and I'm not sure how long my phone can keep recording. This is stressful. My camera is still in the factory getting fixed. Okay, I'm just suddenly have thoughts that I should put a kitten sticker. This is great. Cat in the cup. Alright, back to the topic. On this day, I went to river with Luna. And by the way, this is also functioning sort of like content table for my journal, because whatever is in here, it will reflect on my daily page. For example, let me find December 19th from my old journal. Now I'll show you what that means. So I have my journal. This is Luna in the river. So that I know this day I go to the river with Luna. I think you roughly got the idea. For example, on December 21st, it's a day I went to Roman bookstore and I bought a new fountain pen, which is Lamy's Harry Potter series for Hufflepuff. I'm a Hufflepuff, if you don't know already. I don't think I talked about that before. But anyway, December 29th, I went to the Oasis Trail at the Barogo Spring and then spent a couple of days at the Barogo Spring. So you can see Barogo Spring, Barogo. On the side, I'm planning on writing a monthly summary here. For example, a monthly summary of screen time. That could be something you keep tracking. Monthly books that I read. Yeah, you didn't see that. And the movies I watched, things like that. So it is physical monthly summary, which I obviously didn't keep tracking anything for December, so I'm just writing a sample here for you. This part, I want to write monthly summary of spiritual stuff, mental health stuff, just things that's in my head to see how am I doing or what's the thing, what I discovered that month. Things like that. So this is how I'm going to use my monthly pages. Yeah, this is my January. By the way, if you watched my last video, Booker did the surgery yesterday, and then I was in the surgery room with him the whole time, and he did a really good job. He went really well. The vet was really nice. They allowed me to be in there. I was able to see what they're doing, and then every single step they explaining to me what they're doing, which is really nice. Anyway, sidetracked it again, ADHD. Now it's the weekly pages. This video is gonna getting very long. Weekly pages. Weekly pages is something I had at the second most difficult time to keep up with because of same thing. When I don't see it, I don't keep it. I just don't remember to flip over to write things. Anyway, So I don't know if you remember, I used to use my daily pages to do my to-do list right here. Let me find a better color. I don't know if you can see on Hobonichi daily page, there is a checkbox right here. So usually I put my big 3 of the day, like the top 3 big priority tasks right here. And I write some other little miscellaneous small to-do check right here. Things like that. That's how I used to use my Hobonichi. Since last year, I started trying different things and it really worked for me. So this whole page is going to be my journal entry. I moved all my to-do list planning stuff right here. And this is only going to be in a to-do format because I do have a time block on my Google Calendar due to my work. Everybody's using Google Calendar. It's easier to schedule meetings, sharing schedule with other people. So I have been using Google Calendar most of the time. So this one is just a simple to-do list. Anything in the box is things I plan to do that day. And I told myself not planning more than 3 things each day. So you have to have only 3 priority, preferably 1 or 2, because it's more focused that way. And if you see a cross, that means I did something that day that was not planned, and I'm just listing here. So I do coming back, checking back, and the right things I've done that was not intentionally planned. If you see dots here, that means things I want to keep tracking of, like a list of things I want to keep tracking of. Perhaps doing today, perhaps doing it tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. They are not the priority of the day. Or they're just something I want to remember to do. So I put it on the paper. Only putting it on the paper can help me remember it, or I won't do it. So this is how I use my weekly slots. So each day I will have, oh my god, this is so funny. I just realized I put everything in the wrong place. So this is supposed to be January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and I'm putting it all on the 30th and the 21st because January started on Wednesday. It's okay, it happens. It doesn't matter. I find one of the key to keep up a perfect journal is to be imperfect. So now you see it. Anyway, so first section, I split out to only write to-dos. And in the second session, which is something I want to start practicing because I don't give myself credit enough, is to write wins. At least 1 wins, not too much, not going too crazy, but I'm leaving this little session to write things I've done in the day that I think I should be proud of. Alright, and then another thing I want to start practicing is gratitude, and it needs to be things that happen in that day or things I thought about that day. It has to be something that's very small or some mundane life stuff. I mean, it can be great things. It's just great things don't happen often. And the small things, if you pay attention, they're actually also great. Yeah, so each day I have a to-do, wins, and gratitude. And I'm going to try it out. If it doesn't work, I'll change how I use weekly page. And the side of the week page, it's going to my weekly to-do. I'm not working this week, so I only have weekly to-do in the sense of for YouTube and personal. In the future, when I'm working, I will put another bracket for work. Alright, next page is my tag. You are using a Hobonichi, you will know every Hobonichi Cousin after the weekly page. When you flip, it's the turning the page to a new year. I used to use this page to do planning, like my top 10 tasks, 10 things I want to achieve in the year, and kind of analyzing my vision, analyzing things in a word format. So this year I thought I want to be in the new year focusing on myself and my creativity even more because I kind of lost myself last year in the business. So this year it's all about creativity. What would it be better than just make it visual? So I decided to use this 2-page to do a vision board. Obviously, it's not complete yet. I'm still leaving the space, which I'm not sure what to put in there. But the main thing of the year is here. I'm not going to go through it in detail because the video is going to be too long. I'm going to dedicate entire video just for the vision board to sort of share with you my visions of 2025. And I think there are some thoughts in there would be very helpful if you are interested in having a creative 2025. So stay tuned for my vision board video. Alright, flip through. I haven't set up my January theme yet. I'll keep this page empty because I think I'm going to come back to visit this page after January is past. And then it will be a page of collecting pictures to kind of putting together a theme, like what has happened through picture format in this page. Sort of like looking back at a January in a picture format. I hope that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to do. And my daily page is going to be something I have been doing since 2024, last year, basically. And it worked really well for me. It's basically my main journal entry. In this journal, I'm going to keep either what happened in that day, what are the things I thought about, some aha moment that I have, struggles I have, conflict I have, internal conflict, external conflict, whatever that is. Basically, I'm not really limit anything on this page, just whatever word vomit that I have. Sometimes it will be something more structural, like this one that I wrote down my recent ahas, and I wrote down things I want to focus on for 2025. Anyway, so picture-wise, I put pictures I took in that day. I sometimes put screenshots of interesting conversation. This is a conversation of me and my friends saying Happy New Year to each other, and sometimes screenshot of quotes that I saw. And Hobonichi have a very few of like a blank page for notes, just a couple page. So I'm just gonna put random stuff in there. We'll see. And I'm now using the timetable, graph paper. I don't know what to use it for yet. And then my 100, I'm going to still use it for movie I watched, and then this year I'm going to do movie only right here. And I never keep up with this. Same thing again. It's like I started to keep track of the movies I watched, but again, it's like I don't see the page, I don't use it. It's really rare for me to remember flip through this page, so I'm gonna attempt one more time to keep track of all the movies I've watched. By the way, if you have a Hobonichi Cousin in your hand, do read this page. It's wonderful. It's called How to Have Fun Keeping a Diary. I was not be able to keep journal daily, but last year I had a click and I would be able to journal every single day. And I just read through all of this just now and I realized it's the things exactly mindset shift that I had. So check this out. And then the last one, I'm going to use it to track my Bible reading because that's the only thing I can think of that I will do 365 days. Okay, I forgot to share something with you. Oh my god, this video is going to be so long. This is something I tried last year and it worked so well for me. Is tracking my moods. And I'm using this stamp. And I do it on Sunday. I stamp on this tracker. And so I put out my moods and I point out an arrow to write down what caused this mood, and I will track this for 7 days a week. It's really helpful for me to see how my moods swing up and down and what caused it, so I have more understanding of how to managing it. I hope that makes sense. Alright, this is a long video. So this is my overall journal. And next one is going to be my YouTube journal. So the reason I dedicated entire journal for YouTube this year is 2 reasons. First, because I really want to get another Weeks and then try it out again. I never be able to keep up with my Hobonichi Weeks, but these are so cute, so I bought one. Okay, stop joking with you. That's some small reason, but second main reason is YouTube is going to be my number 1 goal of the year, like number 1 priority. I'm doing this thing I learned from Brian Tracy. What you want to do is you get a sheet of paper, you write down 10 things you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. And then you think to yourself, if I have a magic wand pointing at one task and it will complete in the next 24 hours and it will have the most impact on my life, which task would it be? So usually the task within this 10 tasks will pop out right in front of your face. You know that will be the most transformative things to do. And that's what I did. YouTube popped up. Anyway, let me share with you how I set up my content planning, YouTube planning planner. Okay, my pencil board for weeks. So this one is the yearly page in the weeks. I'm more of doing a recap in this page. This page will be a posting log, and once I post a video on which platform, I'll be logging in here. So in the end of the year, I can have an overall glance of what has happened, what I post, when I post, and my frequency of posting in order to reflecting on how I'm doing with my YouTube. Right, and so boards away. This is going to be my monthly calendar, right? This is an ideal month. This is the extra December month. I wrote down days I want to posting and how am I going to tracking things I do in order to make sure that I'm still posting while I'm on set. Usually I have 4 weeks not on set and 2 weeks I'll be working on set. I need to make sure video is ready before this 2 weeks. So I did a rough ideal month planning to see when and how I want to record and edit my YouTube video. I don't know if this is going to work yet. I'm going to try it. This is a rough plan based on this couple of weeks of things I need to do. I have already kind of planned out each day what am I going to do. So Friday and Saturday, especially Saturday, I'll dedicate a lot more time on YouTube. The rest of the days, I'm only going to dedicate 1 to 1.5 hours to YouTube. So I need to write down all the tasks that I'm going to do each day. Let's see if I follow through. In this month, we're focusing on to finding the rhythm of making YouTube video. Make 2 backup videos. They can be very short, under 5 minutes. So I want to focus on making videos instead of making long, complicated videos. And simple, quick, consistency is the focus of this month. Alright, so that's monthly pages, and then now it's the weekly pages. It's going to be regular planning. On this side, I'm going to reflect on videos that I posted. I kind of give them a score, and then to see what worked and what doesn't work. So if I post 4 videos, I should be able to fill out this space with 4 different videos. In the notes page is like a brainstorming. This is YouTube video I watched about making YouTube video. I thought was very helpful, so I took some notes of it. So this section is mainly for YouTube related notes. Yeah, so this is pretty much how I'm going to use my Hobonichi Weeks. And then last but not least is my commonplace book, and I've been trying to keep this commonplace book for such a long time. I use my Hobonichi cover with a normal notebook. I think this notebook is from Stylogy, and what I'm using this one is anything random, anything pop in my mind. For example, which I didn't do. For example, when I'm reading books that there are a lot of thoughts come to my mind, I'm going to write it down. When I'm watching a movie or having a conversation with other people, I will prioritize writing in my main journal, but 1 page, and a lot of time I don't have enough space, then I will come to this page to write here. Alright, so another thing I'm going to share with you is my checklist. This one is a checklist that I got. I'm using this for things that's unique and stand out. For example, if I have special vacation, I'm going to write all the memos and things to bring with me, and I can rip this off and tape it into my journal. So my journal, Hobonich, tape into my journal with washi tape, so I can still use my journal in a normal way, but also I have a checklist for the special occasions. Sometimes it could be a simple project, things like that. Yeah, so that's my little checklist book. And this one is timetable, and it's having time for the morning, time for the afternoon. It is also for special days that I have some events or things I want to keep tracking. Then I will take out one page, the same thing, and tape it onto my Hobonichi sort of timetable, but a little bit more decorative. I hope that makes sense. But also, this is not going to be something I use daily. It's just some for special occasions. Alright, I have all those stamps. This is things I would want to remind myself to check. This is a little card. Some of the days when I'm working, I have commute, so I will put a stamp on the card. When I want to make a shopping list, I use this one. And this one is tracking of money. I don't use this often. Let me put those in there. Alright, this one I use the most. Is it kind of like a little crick for beers I find online, and I put my stamp in there. So it's just a bunch of mini stamp. This is for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Chinese. These two I use the most often. This one is for reading. This one is when I'm having a really bad mood. This one I use it on the day I'm editing. And this is for reading. This is for cash. I used to use it for the day when I'm getting paid, but now I have this payday one, so I will stamp the day when I'm getting paid. This is for work, notes, time to get up, time to sleep. This is I'm feeling okay stamp. I use it a few times. This is working. This is menstrual day. This is a book, payday. This is a day of filming. This is a study day. This is I coming up with a great idea when I'm having an aha moment. I would stamp this next to my journal page, my daily page. I would put a light bulb right here to show, okay, this is an aha moment. Things like that. And I also have my coffee stamp, writing stamp, taking picture stamp, which I think I'm going to use a lot more this year. And then this is working stamp. I think I have 2 working stamps. Those are all the different moods. Feeling happy, feeling crying, feeling apathetic, and feeling like okay, feeling like messy, laundry day, cleaning day, shopping day. And this is going to be stamped next to TV shows I watched. And then this is the day I soak my feet. I'm Asian. Asians like to soak their feet before bed, but not every day. So I mark the day I soak my feet with this stamp. This one is for, you know what I mean? I'm not going to overshare it. This is the day I buy boba. This is the day I do a mask. This day I take a bath. I'm not really sure what this is going to be. I never use it. And then this is the day I went hiking. Yeah, pretty much. Those are the thing. I use those little drawers to keep organizing all those stuff. Those are my journals for 2025. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any great idea about keeping a journal, please be creative, be present, be patient. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.